Good evening. Music is an agent of hope, a dynamic and valuable device that helps us to heal and bring us together. The First Peoples of Canada understood this and used music to reunite, resolve, and reconcile. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge that tonight's performances take place on Treaty 5 territory, land that was maintained and earnestly cared for by Indigenous peoples before European settlement. It is with sincere sentiment that we recognize the mistakes of our recent and distant past. In working towards a Canada that benefits us all, we commit to live in ways that honor and respect the treaties that were made in these territories. Good evening, and welcome to our spring concert. My name is Erin Taylor-Goebel, and I am the president of the Thompson Music Parents Association. I would like to begin by thanking the volunteers who helped make Winter Wonderland such a success in November and December of 2025. Because of your hard work and support, we were able to raise $3,600 this year to help fund trips, supplies, and other needs within the music department. We truly appreciate everything you do. It has been an absolute pleasure to be a part of Music Parents for the past 6 years. During that time, I have had the privilege of watching students grow through the music program, graduate and move on, while also seeing younger students discover the joy of music for the first time. My hope is that both of our junior and senior students will continue to carry music with them throughout their everyday lives and into the future. At the end of the summer, I will be leaving Thompson to pursue new adventures, and I will not be here to continue supporting this wonderful program. Because of that, we are looking for new parents to step forward and become involved with TMPA. If this is something that interests you, please speak with your student's director or any TMPA member for more information, and keep an eye out for our AGM in late September. We would love to have you join us. Thank you, and enjoy tonight's concert.
Thank you, Erin. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. On stage is the grade 7 SDML concert band. If you didn't get a program at the door, they're also at artieparkermusic.com, which is also where the live streaming link is. And so that's always where we put our live streaming links. So feel free to share that website with friends and family. And thank you, Paul, for setting that up. I also wanted to thank Smitty and Wendy for being here for Sound and Lights. And it's been a very busy day at Artie Parker today, and we just want to give a shout out to staff and custodians for helping us get ready for the show despite everything else that's going on. So we know it's a lot more work for some of our staff when we hold these events, so we thank them. And also the senior students. We had RDPC students setting up the stage, and they're going to stay and help us strike the stage, which is absolutely, we couldn't do it without them. So we have a short concert for you with just 3 bands, and our second concert tonight is going to feature our choirs at 7:30, so we hope you join us for that as well. On with the show. Macy or Bookamy? Bookamy's going to tell you about this piece.
Hello, my name is Bookamy and I play the clarinet in grade 7 band. Our first piece is titled Oxford Overture, written by Annie McGinty. Oxford Overture is a staple in young concert band literature. It features romance, harmonies, frequent dramatic contrast, and exchange between woodwinds and brass. Listen for the different instrument sections that layer in one by one to set up the grand finale. We hope you enjoy Oxford Overture.
Hi, I'm Macy, and I play the clarinet in the grade 7 band. Robert W. Smith has written hundreds of work for the band, ranging from beginner to very advanced. This piece, Dance Celebration, was written for his 2 daughters, inspired by their very first dance recital. His youngest performed in a ballet movement ensemble, represented in the introduction of the work. His oldest danced in a more contemporary style that led to the entire body of the piece. Timpani and alto sax have a featured part in the start of the section. Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Hello and welcome. This is the grade 8 and 9 mass band together. We traveled to Winnipeg in February as a 40-person band, and now we have 50 musicians on stage, so thank you for being patient while we get all set up. And I am going to bring up Holden to introduce our first piece.
My name is Holden, and I play the clarinet in grade 8 band. The piece Nonsuch was inspired by the ship that sailed into the Hudson Bay in 1668 and 1669. Originally built as a merchant ship, the name means none such or unequaled. A replica ship remains on permanent display at the Manitoba Museum. We had the privilege of working with the composer, Mr. Matt Neufeld, in person in Thompson. Mr. Neufeld gave us feedback on what sections to prioritize, as well as the ways to bring the true spirit of adventure he had in mind when composing the speech. Here is Nonsuch by Winnipeg composer and educator Matt Neufeld.
Hello, my name is Susanna. I am in the grade 9 band and I play trumpet. Me, Reaffirmation, is part of Randall Standridge's Unbroken Project, a group of 5 works focusing on a journey of mental health. Me is inspired by optimism, self-acceptance, and the message, it's going to be okay. Randall Standridge writes to the conductor and performer, "Promise me that every time you sit down to work on this piece, say something positive about yourself and this ensemble." We have kept this promise.
My name is Casey. I play flute in grade 8 band. If you're someone you know struggling with their mental health, please reach out to a loved one. You're worthy and deserving of kindness. Hope you enjoy this piece.
My name is Divine, and I play clarinet in the grade 8 band. Swahili folk hymn is based on the traditional Swahili hymn Bwana Awabariki. It is normally sung by a choir, and our band has worked hard at capturing the joyful dance-like nature of the tune. In February, we took this piece to Winnipeg and performed it for the MBA Concert Band Festival, where we received a national invitation for our performance. We are excited to finally be able to perform it in Thompson for family and friends. Here is Swahili folk hymn arranged by Kevin Mixon.
Just before these guys exit, I know Sarah gave some thank yous earlier. I wanted to thank the school board trustees as well. I know a lot have been coming out to our concerts to support, so thank you so much to the trustees. Also on that tune, we had some soloists, so I want to give a round of applause to Divine on saxophone, Stephen on flute, and Lexi and Bella on clarinet. Good job. Thank you so much, and we are going to exit the stage, and the senior concert band will be performing next. Thanks.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and others. My name is Kayla Vokey, and I play the clarinet in our senior concert band. I hope you've all had a thrilling experience listening to Artie Parker's different ensembles, and we plan to keep it going for you by playing The Great Locomotive Chase by Robert W. Smith. The Great Locomotive Chase is inspired by the American Civil War in 1862. A spy from the Union Army, James Andrews, had been wanting to take the war deeper into Confederation by disrupting their communication and supply lines. He had planned to steal a locomotive and wreck tracks, bridges, and telegraph wires as they chugged northwest through Georgia towards the Union lines. By April 7th, Andrew and William Campbell had recruited 22 other volunteers to put the plan for a second raid into motion. Andrew and his volunteers unfastened most of the railway cars and set off with the general. They set off chugging along, cutting telegraph wires and wrecking tracks. The Great Locomotive Chase is a programmatic piece of music, meaning it was composed with the idea of telling a story through music rather than with words. In this piece, you'll hear the grand descent of the general taking off with Andrew and his volunteers, followed by the flutes mimicking the sounds of a train whistle, the rest of the winds as they embody the sounds of chugging as the train rushes past you, and finally the brass and singular bass clarinet as they imitate the sounds of the general screeching to a stop. We hope you enjoy The Great Locomotive Chase by Robert W. Smith.
My name is Monias, and I play the trumpet in our senior concert band. Our next selection is a complete contrast in style. Sorry, thank you. Salvation is Created was originally composed in 1912 by Pavel Chesnikov, as a choral anthem for the Russian Orthodox Church. It was based on a traditional Kievan chant that was one of the last sacred works he wrote before the Soviet government banned such music. Salvation is considered Chesnikov's magnum opus, or greatest work, but sadly he never got to hear the work performed. Following the Bolshevik Revolution, the Soviet government began a strict suppression of religious arts. Because of this strict bans, Chesnikov was forced to stop writing sacred music. The piece was never performed during his lifetime and remained a silent masterpiece for years. In this beautiful arrangement for band by Michael Brown, the instruments take place of the human voice. Instead of lyrics, the music relies on rich harmonies and powerful crescendos to convey a sense of peace and reverence. Listen to the deep, resonant sounds of the low brass and woodwinds as they build a foundation for the soaring melodies above. Please join us for a moment of reflection. Salvation is Created.
Hello, I'm Promise Beardy and I play flute in our senior concert band. Our last selection we will be playing for you this evening is Abracadabra by Frank Tekeli. This piece, similar to the Great Locomotive Chase, has programmatic elements that show a grand magical act through music. As we put our harmonious capes and take out our rhythmic wands, you will hear a mischievous and whimsical opening with shocking twists and turns throughout the whole piece. Lend your ears to the percussion section to hear the sparkle and pop of our melodious disappearing act. As the piece builds, you can anticipate the build to the climax, the final act, where the melody seems to pop up throughout different sections of the band until poof, it ends as if a magician disappeared in a puff of smoke and the curtains close. We hope you've enjoyed our performance tonight, and this is the enchanting sounds of Abracadabra.
spring choir concert, and then in honor of spring, good luck with the winter storm.